Hi folks, thank you so much for joining me again. Today I want to talk to you about the comparison monster. Yeah, I know what it's like in the beginning of your photography journey. You want to learn and you want to progress as fast as you can. But do you ever find yourself looking at other photographers? You look at their work and you just feel like you're not good enough. So you look at their photos and you think yours are rubbish. You think they've got a better camera, they've got a better lens, they've just got better everything than you. Stop doing that to yourself. The comparison monster totally sucks. It's a waste of time and there's better things that you could be doing instead. The first thing I'd encourage you to do is go out and find your own style. Now I know that in the beginning of your photography journey that can be difficult because you're finding your feet and you're experimenting with different things. You might not know what your style is yet, as it can take months or years to develop. It's probably going to evolve over time as well. It's absolutely okay to take inspiration from other people, but when you've got people looking at your work, you want your style to be recognised. You want people to look at your work and be like, yeah, that's a... insert your name here. Being honest though, with my style, I find it hard to put into words. I'm more about the emotion, so when I'm going out to capture things, whether it's wedding photography, I'm looking for those moments. I'm trying to predict those really precious moments that just speak to you, so you're feeling that emotion right in that very moment. And if I'm doing landscape photography, then I'm looking around me and I'm enjoying being in that moment. So to me, my photography is a feeling. It's how I feel in that moment, and I want to convey that emotion to you. I don't go in so much for the posed photographs. That's not really my thing, albeit I'll do it for some wedding clients if they really want it. But I think when you stand in front of people and you ask them to smile, it's completely unnatural, and that's just not me. So I guess if you could sum it up, I would say my photography is all about the feels. On the other hand, you might be a photographer that doesn't go so much in for the feelings, but you might have a vision, you might have something awesome in your head that you want to go out and create, and you absolutely go out and do that. You have a plan and you execute and you nail it. But especially in the beginning, guys, don't put that pressure on yourself to conform or fit into a particular box. You should really go out and just experiment. And once you find a style of photography that you really love, that's your style, and then you can work at getting better and better at that every single day. It's absolutely okay to take inspiration from other photographers, whether they're living or whether they're passed on. There are so many amazing photographers. You don't want to go out and copy their style, but you can absolutely take inspiration from them, whether it's a particular style that they use or whether it's locations that they go to. I remember one day talking to JP, and there was a location that he wanted to go to for landscape photography, but he felt as though it had been done so many times before, so he was actually not going to do it. Doesn't matter how many people have been to that location before, the point is he hadn't done it before. And if you're thinking the same thing, you need to go out there and do your own spin on it. When it comes to landscape photography, I am a huge fan of Colin Pryor. I have this book here and it's a bit tatty around the edges, but that's because I've read it so many times. And I would absolutely love to be at his level and able to take the amazing photographs that he does. But I appreciate that we're on our different journeys. I could compare myself to him, who's been at it so many more years than what I have, but I need to appreciate that I'm in the beginning of my journey relatively. So I've been doing photography for over 5 years now. He's got a lot more years on me. And so if you are looking around at other photographers and you are comparing yourself, just remember that you're at a different point in your journey. They could be 10, 20, 30 years ahead of you. And so if you're looking at your work and feeling that you don't quite match up, just remember that you're carving out your own path. So when I have people saying to me, oh, you could be the next Colin Pryor, you're amazing. Yes, I find it really flattering, but I'm not trying to be Colin Pryor. I want to be the best possible photographer that I can be, and I want you to do the same. So if you have photographers that really inspire you, then that's brilliant. It shows that you have a passion and that you have a hunger and you want to keep getting better and better. But just remember, do it for yourself. Inspiration doesn't always come from photographers though. So yes, check out lots of photographers on Facebook and YouTube, but don't forget to go to exhibitions. You can take inspiration from books that aren't necessarily about photography. Anywhere that you see pictures at all, use that as a source of inspiration. What if I was going to flip things up and say to you that it is actually okay to compare yourself to one person? What would you think of that? So no, I'm not talking about all the other gazillion photographers in the world. I'm talking about you. What I'd encourage you to do is every 6 months or so, go back and look at your portfolio. Look at all those fabulous photos that you've taken and you will see the progression, I promise you. I know that you might feel in the beginning of your journey that you're not progressing and you're not getting better, but if you get into the habit of looking over your work every 6 months or so, you will see the progression. Sometimes other people will see you improving actually before you will, but it's great if you can actually see that for yourself. I'm going to leave you with one last piece of advice, and it's to remember that nobody wants to become the next anybody. So you might have lots of photographers that you're aspiring to. You might follow Colin Pryor, Sue Bryce, Chase Jarvis. You might be a fan of Ansel Adams' work. There's so many photographers that you can take inspiration from. But you don't want to be the next anybody. You want to be the best possible photographer that you can be. So keep going out there, keep having your vision, keep practicing every single day. And I look forward to seeing your name in lights. You might not have a goal to run a business, and that's absolutely okay. Keep setting yourself challenges, try out new things, keep experimenting, and you will get better, I promise. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Anne Johnson, and I would love to help you improve your photography. So remember to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. The first thing I want you... No!